This video is going to be more of an introduction to live sonar for ice fishing. It's not going to be super in-depth, it's not going to be over anybody's head. Just very basic, going over the pros and cons and how it operates to see if this is going to be a tool for you.
So this is a Garmin unit. So this is LiveScope. You see live imaging and other sort of terms that are similar. Other companies have their own terms for it, but for here, just kind of the quick in a nutshell. This is in the forward view. How this works is traditional sonar, it reads from the right side going to the left, like in a historical way. So if you're doing jig strokes, you see like almost like a heartbeat line going up and all the way across. Versus this entire screen refreshes at once. So whatever's on the screen is happening pretty much in live time. So if me panning around, I can see that there's like where the bottom is, of course, here on the bottom. And then you'll see that there's fish as well. Like those are those vertical lines that you see, especially if they're suspended or if they're near the bottom, those are definitely fish. You'll see weeds, rocks, and other sorts of things like that. And right here I'm in 21 feet of water, but here I can look out to about 75 or 80 feet. So it's really efficient that I can drill one hole a little bit deeper than I would maybe normally fish. And then I can pan around, I can see, especially in a transition area, I have shallow water up there, a little bit of a muddy flat, and then I have some deeper water on the back side of the camera there that would be more of sort of like their staging area. So this should be a transition area, and I'm looking up. I'll look up here. I don't really see much fish up here. There's a couple marks I saw up here. You can see where it slants up. And then going that way, I can see that there's a whole bunch of fish here. And then behind the camera, I'm seeing a variety of fish. There's another view, it's a down view, which I'll actually switch to that now. And how that works is the transducer just does one click down. That way, instead of projecting out, it's projecting down. You see the image will change here. So you see at the top side of the screen, that's my lure that's dropping down at the 0 mark. Going down, down, down. Now I just hit the bottom. I'll try to stir up a little bit of mud and then I'll come up off the bottom a little bit. See how these fish are gonna react. Now there's one coming up off the bottom right now. And the one downfall, at least for me, is that once you get a fish that's close to your jig, especially when they're getting a little more finicky like this, it's starting to get a little bit late winter, they're not attacking as aggressive. So not being able to see like you would on a Vexilar, that very fine separation between your jig and the fish. So I'd take a Vexilar type flasher over this unit once I actually find fish. But for finding fish, this is such a great tool.
Seeing the fish is one thing, catching them is a different story. I did manage to chase the skunk away with a few small ones, but I didn't come here for those. I decided to pick up and move to a different part of the lake. As you can see, live sonar is quite bulky and cumbersome to carry. I lightened the load about 3 pounds switching to a lithium battery. This battery also lasts about 3 times as long on the water. Another tool I use is an electric ice auger. This 8-inch auger weighs 14.7 pounds versus the typical 8-inch gas auger is 33 pounds. The easy on-off operation allows me to drill a single hole at a time without having to mess with a pull cord, primer, or gas. When combined with live sonar, electric augers complement the run and gun style I use to find fish. Live sonar is also a great way to keep kids engaged when fishing. Seeing what is going on underneath the ice is a whole lot better than staring down a hole. Many digital units used for ice fishing also have mapping. I use these maps for planning my trips, marking key areas on the map before I even leave the house. These same live sonar systems can be used for open water as well. This transducer easily connects to most trolling motor shafts. But back to the reality of winter, here is a great example of fish interacting with the lure in each mode. Here in forward mode, it is great for scanning in the distance to find fish, but lacks the detail when attempting to work the fish when jigging. Here's the same school and down view. Notice the detail being much better. Seeing how the fish are interacting with your lure really helps to be able to figure out what is going to actually make the fish commit.
If that's a crappie, that's huge. Oh my God. Oh my. Here. Oh, that was insane to see that on there.
Oh my God.
That's probably your biggest crap. That thing is huge. Turn that.
We don't even have a tape measure.
Using the wraps on the Mag's Power Noodle rod, this crappie came out to be about 14.5 inches and was released to hopefully make memories for someone else.